Hello guys, and today's video is about Reality Resort, which is a new fan series that's coming out soon. I think the first episode drops in July. So I want to give my first impressions and thoughts on the cast. I am getting my information from the interviews, which is on the Discord server. If you want to join it, I will have a link in my description. But actually get into the video by going in order from the interviews. That means we actually start with Analise. Analise is this influencer model beauty girl. She kind of reminds me of Julia, but not evil. Because Julia was a different type of evil. By just looking at her, she'll make your life miserable. I do think she'll play dirty at moments, but not be super mean. Actually, she might be mean to characters she finds unattractive, because for some reason that's one of her weaknesses. They do talk about her having a good social game. Definitely could see her in some alliances. But something that really caught my eye was how much she mentioned boys or boyfriends. I do think she's going to be one of the main couples for the season. My prediction will be her and Brad because of the poster. So yeah, definitely can see her as one of the main couples this season. Will I like Analise? Probably. It honestly matters what direction they take with her. But honestly, I do have a feeling I'm going to like this character. I can already tell though, the fandom's going to love this character. She's going to get all the edits and be called Girl Boss. Overall, a pretty good character. Actually, after Analise is Brad. Like mentioned of her, I do think they're going to be the main couple, or at least like each other. Brad is one of my favorite characters. How can you hate him? He just wants to have a good time and party. However, I can already tell Brad is going to be a huge threat on this show. This character has it all. Strong social game, physical game, and pretty chill. First with the social game. Since Reality Resort is based on Big Brother, social games are really important, and I do think Brad will be the best at it. Because he'll have an alliance with Tino and Seth. Then another one with Elise and Sarah. He's also really good at challenges, which is good. However, it could put you in danger later in the season. He's also just a pretty nice character, which no one's probably going to hate. They do talk about how he gets along with almost anyone, and can solve conflict, which is very good. I think Brad has a lot of potential to make it super far in the show. However, he might be a target during the merge or jury stage. So I definitely can see some contestants see him as a huge threat. They do mention Mad Brad and talk about how they shouldn't summon it. So I'm very interested if they're actually going to show it. Not Brad trying to be like Joe Siwa. Overall, amazing character from first impressions, and actually my second favorite character. Next up is Charles, and he is a history teacher for high school. He's a very alright character from his interview. He seems pretty boring, but sweet. They do mention that he's very good at observing and adapting, which is actually very good and could be useful for him. He might realize problems between the contestants and use that as an advantage. He's a very smart player and might be an underdog. However, I do see Charles as an early boot. I don't know why, but I can definitely see it happen. I would really like some interactions between him and Monica. I don't know why, but I feel like they'll just have some very interesting and fun interactions. Honestly, don't have much more to say about him. He's just an alright character. Next up is Cherry, who is the marketing manager. She is definitely going to be the loud and more crazy character like Gabby or Izzy, which I know the fandom will love. However, those type of characters aren't my favorite. Normally find them just alright. They can be very annoying at times and just characters I'm not the biggest fan of. Even after saying all that, I do think she's going to be a fun character and might add some good comedy or humor. She does seem to have a pretty good social game though, which I do think is going to be a common thing with most of the characters. However, she is a marketing manager, so she probably knows how to take charge when she needs to and be pretty smart at moments. She's going to be very good at communication and might be able to understand people pretty well. Watch her be a threat and like no one pays attention to her just because how goofy she is. But she's secretly scheming the whole time. Overall, a fun character and very interested what they're going to do with her, because she does have some potential. Next up is Drew, and he's definitely something. This character low-key scares me and is a menace to society. Like, what do you mean you're telling customers they're going to get cancer because of the food they get, while being a cashier? And you talk about how the FBI is watching him? Definitely questionable. Then he also talks about the Matrix and if this place is even real. Clearly it is real if you're on the island. However, I do think Drew's going to struggle in the game. Just by some things he's probably going to say to others, or him just not liking to work with others. For a show like Big Brother, if you don't want to work with others, you will be an early boot and an easy target. Only if he flies under the radar is the only way I can see him making it far. I can see him definitely coming off as a jerk, or he could be a funny character. Either one of those two. He's probably the character I'm most interested to see how they write him, and make him work for the show. Personally, from the first impressions, I don't like him, but he might surprise me. After Drew is Inzador, or Inzadora. I'm pretty sure it's pronounced Inzador, but I might be wrong. Inzador is kind of similar to Drew, with not liking to talk to others. However, she isn't crazy and actually knows working with people is important. I wonder if she will actually work with people though, because she clearly thinks people are annoying and does mention it multiple times. I think she will have a very interesting interaction or rival of Olive. They do mention that she can smell BS a mile away, and we know Olive is definitely going to be lying to get ahead in the game. Not gonna lie, she might be the reason why Olive will be early boot. She will realize her lies and expose her, causing her to get eliminated. Which would suck, but would be really good for Isadora. I don't know why, but when she said if she won, she would drop out of school or pay for her tuition, that would literally be me, because who needs education? Not me. She's actually a character I am looking forward to, and she does have a cute design. Next up is Finn. I feel like I should like him. He's literally Texan, but he's just alright, and I do predict him to be an early boot. He seems to be very loyal and trustworthy. However, he did recently got broken up with, and doesn't mind dating someone in the show. We literally see him try to kiss Victoria's hand. He is definitely giving me Rodney vibes. This is actually Rodney if he was a cowboy. And we all know I was not a huge fan of Rodney. I do think this is going to cause him to get taken advantage of, definitely from characters like Olive. She's probably going to lie to him about one of the contestants liking him, causing him to act weird or different, or Olive just pretended to like him. I just don't have faith in this cowboy. With his girl craziness and him being more emotional, it sucks because he does seem really nice, but I'm not really looking forward to him. After him is Kylie, which to be honest is another character I'm not looking forward to. She's trying to be an influencer and joining the show for exposure. I really think she's going to fail at this or just be super annoying with it. This character wants to be an influencer so bad and joins the show just for it to fail miserably. I can just see it happening for some reason. She does seem very passionate about it though, so I do hope she does succeed, but I just don't see it. She seems very nice and all about being her true self, which is nice. Also, she has 2 cats. I take everything back, she's amazing. Because cats are amazing and nothing else. If you hate cats, sleep with one eye open. Wait, I'm actually starting to like her more now because she is a gamer, and if she won, she'll spoil her cats. I actually wish her the best of luck with becoming an influencer, and please win for the cats. Win for the cats. Overall, amazing character, and definitely not biased because of the cats. Definitely not. Next is Marcus. He's just a character I feel bad for. He's struggling with alcoholism, and his wife and kids hate him. What he did was messed up, but I do feel kind of bad for him. Because if someone blew all my money, I would definitely be mad too. Out of all the characters so far, he seems like the one that wants to win the most. He mentions it a lot, and thinks him winning would bring his wife back. Wouldn't be surprised if he's a side villain, or gonna play super dirty to make sure he wins. He does mention he's very good at persuading. Wouldn't be surprised if he used persuasion on his team, either by focusing on the weaker players or just making lies about them. Don't really have much more to say about him, since he really only talks about winning and his wife. But I do predict him to make it pretty far. Definitely not winning, but maybe second place. Next up is Monica. She is a stay-at-home mom and a very obsessed with reality type shows. She might be really good at this show, because she knows everything about reality shows and probably knows what it takes to win. She doesn't seem to have the best relationship with her kids. She is going to this show to hope patch things up between them. To be honest though, I don't think that's going to help anything, but I guess we have to wait and see. She's probably going to have alliances and be very loyal to them. Like what I said with Charles, I think her and Charles would be very cool characters to have a friendship with, or just see interactions between. Don't have much more to say about this character, but I actually am looking forward to her. Next is my favorite character being Olive. Before we talk about our interview, let's talk about her design. Her design is amazing and my favorite design ever. Whoever designed her deserves a raise. And she's actually a character I'm looking really forward to. She definitely seems like one of the main villains or antagonists, which are typically some of my favorite characters. She is a fortune teller and is really good at telling lies and making people believe her, so definitely think she's going to use that to her advantage. I know she's going to cause problems and can see her making it super far if Isadora doesn't catch on to her schemes. Because a character like this is very strong until they get exposed. This is probably the character the fandom likes the most, which I can't blame them. I already know people are going to call this character overrated, I can already tell. I think I already see people calling this character overrated already. The show's not even out, guys, how can you call it overrated yet? But again, really looking forward to this character, and please don't be an early boot, I'm begging, please don't. After Olive is Seth, another character where I really like his design. He is a baseball player if you couldn't already tell by his design, it's pretty obvious. He is definitely a character that's going to focus more on strength than smarts. He'll probably be pretty good at challenges, and can definitely see him and Tino as friends or buddies. With him also being a baseball player, I'm pretty sure he'll be a pretty good team player and know how to work well with others. He does mention he likes pretty girls. I know I said Analise is going to be with Brad, which I do think will still happen, but wouldn't be surprised if Analise and Seth are like the main couple. I overall like his character, and I do think he'll make it decently far. I think the way he's going to probably get eliminated is by being outsmarted or just being a physical threat. But Seth is cool. Okay, now we have Sarah. Sarah's a college student and is more of a loner type. She's very quiet and likes to keep to herself. I find this character very relatable. Me and her are basically the same person, overall shy and being stressed most of the time. I definitely can see Sarah having a huge development, being this quiet and shy character but slowly gets out her shell. I definitely think Brad and maybe Analise are going to help her with that. I can see Brad trying to help Sarah, and with him being a very outgoing person, it can be a very interesting interactions. Just like with Analise, I can also see Brad with someone else, being Sarah. I do wonder what couples are going to choose for this season, but really looking forward to her, Brad, and Analise interactions. She is my winner prediction. Is it predictable? Yes, but I can see it. Overall, a pretty good character, which I really like. After Sarah is Tino, and he's a personal trainer. He's a character I'm looking forward to, and I feel like most people aren't really going to care about him. He seems very nice and is a very strong player. I do think that's going to be his downfall though. He's probably going to be dominating in the challenges, but when merge hits, he gets eliminated for being a huge threat. They also do mention he's bad at puzzles, so it would be funny if he got eliminated because of a puzzle challenge. Because Big Brother do have challenges like that. Not all challenges are about being strong. Like mentioned with Seth, definitely can see them having a really good friendship, and I actually do hope it does happen. I can see him also training some of his team members to help them make them stronger and better at challenges, but in a more nicer way compared to the next character I'm going to mention. Tino is a character I really like, and I hope he has some really good moments. Speaking of the next character, it is Topz. She's another more fit and athlete type of character. However, compared to Tino, I do think she's going to be more stubborn and rude. With her being a coach, can see her being more bossy and others just not liking it, causing her to be an early boot. I actually do think she's going to be one of the pre-merge boots. She'd definitely be pretty good at challenges, just worry how the other cast is going to interact with her. To be honest, she isn't a character that I'm looking forward to. She's just alright in my opinion. I wonder if Topz has any fans right now, because just like Tino, I don't think these characters have a lot of fans. But overall, Topz is alright character. Our last character being VJ. He does teach yoga, and I do think he's going to be a pretty good player on the show. It seems like he's very good at using people when he needs to, but also knows when he has to leave when the moment's not right. He's definitely going to be a strong player and knows how to adapt easily. And I could definitely see him be more of an antagonist, and very interested in his playstyle for the season. He's definitely going to go under the radar, but when people try to catch on, it'll be too late. I do predict him to make it pretty far, and I actually really enjoy his character so far from the interview. Probably in my top 5. Overall, first thoughts on the cast, they seem very good, and honestly, I like most of them. The cast has a pretty good design, and they seem like they have a pretty good personality too. Then let's quickly talk about the host. I actually really like her from first impressions. She's literally voiced by the person that voiced Lil from Disney Camp. That's amazing. I did thought she was going to be a more nicer host, but from the trailer, I don't think that's true. But I do have a feeling she's going to be a really good host. But if she isn't, it isn't the worst thing. Because in my opinion, me not liking a host isn't the biggest problem, and it doesn't take away that much from the show. Because, for example, I'm not the biggest fan of like Derek or Crystal from Different Camp, but they don't ruin the show for me. Overall though, she seems like a really good host, and I'm actually looking forward to her. I'm actually really looking forward to a reality resort. I really like that it's based on Big Brother. It is one of the few reality shows I have seen, so I'll probably understand it. And it is a more unique concept for a total drama fan series. And I respect all the writers, animators, and voice actors. Hopefully this show does well, and I'm pretty confident it will. But yeah, this is the end of the video. If you want to, tell me what's your thoughts on the reality resort cast so far. Thanks for watching, and see you guys next time.